Alright guys, so let's talk here quickly about Q.2, translations of functions, the IXL assignment that you've been assigned. So remember that any function, any parent function, and this IXL, they don't tell you where the original function is, but they really do tell you where the original function is by telling you this. This is telling you that the original function is here at 0, 0. Remember that any parent function or original function equation passes through the point 0, 0. That's where they all start. So this would have looked something like, oops, not like a V, going both directions. And I just know that because it's something that we should know. A quadratic would be a U, a line would be a straight line, but all of them pass through that same point 0, 0. So now that we know that, we're able to rewrite our function with the correct rule. So let's look here. We started here at 0, 0. It looks like we went right 9. Remember that if we're going to the right, it's a negative. So I should be plugging that negative in right there. And then I just need to type in my answer. So what I see here is that I have g of x. I don't have an a value. I'm not going up or down. I'm not stretching or shrinking. But I am doing x minus 9. And then again, I don't have a k value because I'm not going up or down at all. So here I'm just going to the right 9, which means I should be subtracting 9 from my x inside of the parentheses, and then that should give us the correct answer. Ta-da! All right, let's look at this next one. So again, we have a absolute value function. If you see right here, it's asking us to translate again. So remember, our absolute value function is always starting here at 0, 0. In the middle of our function, or what we call the origin, always the beginning. And here it looks like it went down 10. So I went down 10, negative 10. So remember that down 10 is going to be our k value here. So when we write our new function, we're going to fill it in the box below with the absolute value of x, and then we're going to say minus 10 because it's minus k minus 10 to go down 10 units. Let's check our answer. Ta-da, we did it again. Let me see if I can find a quadratic equation to show you guys, and then we'll do one more together. All right, so it took me a lot of searching, but I finally found a quadratic for you so you can have an example. So again, remember they're giving us our parent function here, f of x equals x squared. Remember that that always passes through this point, 0, 0. Here, it looks like we went down 4, so we went down 4. Remember that going up or down is our k value. We have no a, that's our stretching and shrinking, which we haven't covered yet. We have no h, it did not go left or right. So the only thing we're left with here is k, and we can fill in our formula with that. So we're going to say x squared, and then minus 4 because we went down 4. And then we can go ahead and submit, and that should be the correct answer. And there we go. I'm going to skip forward to the little bit more challenging problems where they come from word problems, but hopefully that helps you with the graph section of this IXL assignment. So in this section, once you get to a SMART score of about 60, it's going to work on equations with you with just described translations, which you guys actually worked on this last period. So this part should actually be easier for you. So here we're given a function. Remember that f of x equals x is our parent function, so that's where we're starting, and it's asking us to translate it to the right 5 units. Remember that to the right 5 units means we're going to put it inside parentheses and with a minus. So my function here should be x, should be, let me see if I can type, x minus 5 because I'm going to the right 5 units. I did it. So let's look at one more. This one's asking me to move from f of x equals x up 10 units. So remember that when we're going up and down, our 10 units are going to be on the outside of the x, not inside the parentheses with it. So this one we would write as x plus 10 because it's going up 10. And there we go. All right, it goes the same process with a quadratic. So this one's asking us to go 10 units to the right. So in this case, I would have x, actually I'm going to use parentheses, x minus 10. So remember 10 to the right means I'm going to have subtraction and inside those parentheses. And then squared. I got it. And then let's do one last problem here. This one's asking me to go 4 units down. So again, remember my x squared is not going to be touched here. But if I'm going down 4, my 4 is going to be over by itself, away from the x, away from any parentheses, at the very end, also known as the constant term is how we learned this in class. And ta-da! At this point, you should hopefully be able to do at least up to a 75 on these problems. But if you really want to learn the more challenging stuff, stick with me here. I'll do one of these problems. But just remember that our h and our k are the terms that we're working on right now. We haven't talked about stretches at all. Those are the a's. So for right now, we're not using a. But units right, remember, is our h. And units down would be our k. So in this situation, I'm going to fill in 2 separate things, all right? So I'm going to fill in my absolute value portion with x minus 7 because it's going 7 units to the right, so we're going to have to do the opposite, negative 7. And then on the outside, my plus k, I'm going to go minus 5 because I'm going down 5. So now I'm both translating to the right and down, so now I have to change 2 parts of the equation. This is what it would look like. We'll check our answer, and then I'm going to sign off. Please make sure you guys come see me at office hours if you need more help, okay? We did it! All right, hopefully that helped. If you have more questions, type them in the comments, put them in the chat, whatever you need to do to get more help. But hopefully now it's making sense to you guys.